Aquarius, your weekly love tarot reading begins with an Ace of Wands, Temperance energy, Page of Swords, and you have the High Priestess. The person in this connection, Ten of Cups, Two of Cups, wow, Seven of Swords, there's your shadow, and King of Pentacles. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She is the survivor in a lot of ways. Not as much as the Queen of Wands, but she is the one who has really sort of like worked her way up from the bottom, right? She's the one who's come from nothing. She's the one who sort of comes from, and right below is that eight. Right below is the hard work. She's the one who puts her all into it, her blood, her sweat, her tears. She knows how important it is. The things that she puts her mind to have an emotional connection to her. Nice energy at the bottom of this deck and this reading. So Aquarius, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. You're probably new to my channel, but my weekly love tarot readings always look at the other person as well as yourself, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump right into your reading. Ace of Wands and a 10 of Cups for your person. Wow. This is the energy. This is who you are right now. I'm not looking at who you are as an individual in general, but just right now over this time period for this reading. You're coming in with a lot of passion and desire, Aquarius. Ace of Wands is fire. You know, new fire, spark, you know, a spark that is a roaring forest fire very quickly. 10 of Cups for your person. Happiness, just absolute happiness, right? 10 of Cups is the whole shebang. It's everything, right? It's the family and the connection and the agreement that we're all going to do this, right? So we always go deeper with clarifiers. So now let's go a little bit deeper before we move on. We're going to be looking at how you see each other. We're going to look at how you see the relationship and possible outcomes. But before we move on, let's take a look at you, Aquarius. What's up with that Ace of Wands? What came out? Queen of Swords. What else? And this one wants to flip. Well, okay, King of Pentacles. So a lot, King and Queen, right? So really settling into a role, a position to a certain degree. Queen of Swords, very honest. Right now, you are extremely clear about what you want, about who you are. You know, you yourself have come through quite a lot of battles. I want to say, Aquarius, probably most recently, you've also established yourself, King of Pentacles energy. You've established yourself as someone who is successful, right? Someone who, you have a skill set. You have, I want to say that you, again, with that Queen, you're in a place now where you've established yourself, but you went through a lot to get there. But this is definitely a reading for an Aquarius that's in a very clear place in their life, a very stable, established place in their life right now. And through all of that, you've had this massive spark come in for you, this massive sort of like new beginning, passionate new beginning. What flew out? The World for your person. We're going to take a look at them now. And there's your Queen of Pentacles again, coming right out underneath that King. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, my God, sometimes, world energy, your person, you and your person, let me move these all up a little bit. You and your person are, I'm going to say, it feels like you're definitely have been around. You've been around the block. This is a reading for somebody who has some life experience, Aquarius, and your person has life experience. You may be someone who is meeting later on in life. Okay, I'm not trying to cut out anybody in my age, my audience from my age group, but you may be, maybe it's not later in life, but it's after having lived some life, right? You both have absolutely lived some life, and it's almost as if It feels like some of you, Aquarius, you and your person, you may have children with other people, you may have exes out there, you may have had almost a life before you got together. But now, this connection between the two of you is very nice indeed. And you're both coming together in a very equal way, right? You're both on the same level. You're on the same level in terms of experience, same level in terms of, I want to say, success, experience, success, having built something. World and Queen of Pentacles. World is completion. So your person is coming to the end of a particular cycle, I think, in their lives. And this Ten of Cups here, I'm going to say it feels like, it doesn't feel like it's pertaining to you, because here we're looking at your individual energies. I think you're dealing with somebody here who's just very happy with their life. You know, they've completed a cycle. Your person may be somebody whose children that may have just entered into adulthood, or they may have just gone through a particular stage in their life where everything's good, you know, everybody's okay, all of their relationships, their children, their family, their friends, everything is kind of great. You know what I'm saying? They're happy. Um, and it feels very much like somebody who's very secure here. And they're ready for their next life. Now, how do you both see each other? Temperance comes in. It is the card for Sagittarius. So some of you may indeed be dealing with a Sagittarius, but temperance energy comes in. Beautiful, really, really nice. You see them as somebody who is very understanding and flexible in a way, understanding, open. You can see that you're dealing with somebody who's highly creative, right? This person has a lot of different skills, a lot of quirky skills as well. There's something, a quirkiness here as well, I believe. But it just feels like you're dealing with somebody who's extremely artistic and creative, and this is how you see them. They see you as a Two of Cups. Well, they see you and they see a partnership. They see a partner. They see someone they can be with, someone they can, they see a connection, right? They see Two of Cups, connection energy. Let's go deeper here. That temperance is nice, you know. It can also be, again, your person is resonating with that Queen of Pentacles. As I said earlier, twice it's come through. She's very creative. Okay, what's flipped over? I'm going to put that in the middle because I was not yet tuning into you or them. Chariot energy, a whole new journey is starting for the two of you. This is a strong reading. The Queen of Pentacles, as I was saying, is very creative, highly creative. She's highly emotionally charged about the things that she does. So the work that she does gives her an emotional, there's an emotional connection or component to it. She's not one who just punches a time clock or just goes to, you know, or even if she does punch a time clock, maybe she does go to a 9 to 5 or what have you. Maybe she works in a factory, but she's the type of person who has an excellent work ethic. She likes her job. She enjoys her job. She sees the value in her job. And that makes her really resonate with some nice, I'm going to say almost peacock energy. You know, she sees the beauty in all things. And so your person, and when I say she because it's the queen. Your person may be male, female, doesn't matter. So let's take a look at temperance. I want to see a little bit more. Show me more of what Aquarius sees in their person. Knight of Cups, beautiful. Yeah, you see, this is a great, great story. You see romance. You see romance. You see a love connection that is I feel lovey-dovey here, right? I feel very lovey. I feel communication. I feel here that you know, again, this is really cute, okay, Aquarius, because it does feel like I'm going to come to that Two of Cups and get more clarifiers, but I want to get this point out. It feels very much like for those of you who may be meeting maybe later on in life or after you've already had previous marriages and children and sort of lived a certain amount of a previous sort of life, it's like you're coming together now and you're very touchy-feely, you're very kissy, you're very cuddly, you're almost like kids again. That's what I feel here. It's almost like your kids again. And there's such a level of gratitude. 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. So you see them. There's the 7 of Cups. Oh, okay. No, I'm not taking all of that. That's the cards just wanting to be antsy. 7 of Cups dead, flip over. For them, they have a lot of dreams here. They have a lot of wishes and dreams. There's a high, you guys are really doing a lot of daydreaming and planning. There is a feeling of wealth here with the two of you together, like physical wealth even. You see them, you have this 10 of Pentacles. It feels as though you buoy each other up. There may have even been, I'm feeling here for some of you Aquarius, there may have even been some health issues, right? You may have recently just been drained, or your person, or vice versa, or both. It's almost as if the two of you coming together, it's almost as if your health has improved, your mood has improved, right? You're suddenly not as, you're not as drained, you're not as tired. You have this excitement, you have this, I don't know, it's this value that's there. For some of you, you may have given up that you could find another person. You may have thought that first life was your only life. In any case, it feels so nice and strong here. Give me one more card for your person. King of Cups. More King energy. So 2 queens, 3 queens showing up, 2 kings. A lot of times, court cards can yes, they can represent other people, all of that. But my love readings, again, chances are you're new to my channel. My love readings, I'm focusing in on you and your person and the energy between the two of you. And oftentimes when a lot of court cards like this can show up, it just indicates, and we have King of Pentacles over here again. So Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles shown up twice. It just feels like the two of you are very certain kinds of personalities, very physical, very creative. You both love to run businesses. I'm going to say you both, this is something else that you share. This is another affectionate bond here. You both like the same kind of work. You like to do the same kind of stuff, right? I think I wouldn't even be surprised if you both separately own businesses, or, run like a little nonprofit. You have yours and they have theirs, or you run, or you're in some kind of group. It doesn't always have to make money. It's just enterprising. It's creative and enterprising. Nevertheless, trust me when I tell you, y'all have money and you don't worry about finances. Again, health is picked up. So let me come back, and I digress about the kings and the queens here in the reading, but here you have a King of Cups. Your person absolutely wants you. Like, you represent exactly what they've always wanted. And so they have a lot of daydreams here. 7 of Cups. Be careful with 7 of Cups, though. Aquarius, 7 of Cups, you want to just be realistic, okay? Sometimes it's like you're just overwhelmed with excitement and emotion and a desire to make, you feel like the potential to have your dreams come true. And so you begin to dream really big. But again, realistic. This feels like a fresh relationship, especially with that Ace of Wands coming in. It feels like fairly fresh. And when I say fairly fresh, I'm not talking about yesterday. I mean probably within the last 6 months to a year at the longest, up to the last few days, right? Maybe. But, this may have been over the last 6 months to a year, but I consider that short and a fresh time, and certainly still the beginning stages of any relationship. Now, how do you see the relationship itself and your roles in it? And this is where it gets interesting, because there's a little bit of shadow energy here. You see the relationship as a Page of Swords, and they see it as a 7 of Swords. So this is interesting, because that 7 of Swords can be the card for treachery. It can be the card for futility, not getting what you want, taking shortcuts, right? I'm going to get some clarity on that, because I don't know why that energy is here for everything that feels so wholesome and good and positive and sort of progressive. I don't feel shadow here. I don't feel toxicity here, but we'll go a little bit deeper. For you, Page of Swords, it's interesting. Your role in this relationship right now feels like is all about just having those communications, having those talks. Right now, again, that's why I say I feel like this is a fresh relationship, because right now it feels very much like you guys are in the texting stage. You're in the texting stage, you're in the little note stage, you're in the when you hang out together, you're still giggly stage. It's a very beginner sort of energy here with that Page of Swords. But show me that Seven of Swords first. I want to see what's going on with your person, that there's this kind of, I don't know, saboteur energy that they see in this relationship. Show me. Well, 3 cards flipped over, 4 cards flipped over. So we have, I'm going to take them, 5 of Wands again with more Pentacles energy, Knight of Pentacles, and another Knight. Now, here we go. And just as I was talking about earlier with the court cards, yes, indicating other people, here we have it. Okay. So you have 2 knights coming in, and it feels as though your person is dealing with what they consider to be some toxic energy. There's some toxic fighting energy here. There's some competitive energy. Somebody is trying to sabotage, I want to say, this connection, and they know about it. Sorry for my messed up thumbnail. I cut myself today. But you know what I'm saying? It's like here, it's very clear this toxicity that they're feeling and seeing in this relationship with the Seven of Swords is somebody outside coming in to wreak havoc. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Trying to upset the happiness that's here. Right? Trying to upset the happiness that's here. You cotton on to it with that High Priestess. You figure it out. We're going to get to her because she's all about the next energy, but you get to her. Yeah. So there's your shadow, Aquarius. Be careful. Some of you may be coming to this reading because, yeah, everything might be going great, but there may be something going on that suddenly is causing friction, that may be suddenly causing some kind of destabilization here. 2 of Wands flipped over. Yep. And, it's in your person's position. And of course, these readings can be vice versa. But I do believe that these individuals who are coming in to sort of mess everything up and cause chaos, sabotage, etc., are people are associated with your person's past. 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's some work that's going to need to be put in here. It's not going to be that easy. Page of Swords is there because you guys are going to have to keep open and honest communication, especially at a time like now, because whenever you have people coming in trying to sabotage a relationship, the most important thing is that you keep honest, that you keep your communication honest and open, that you're talking, and that, if things seem weird, say something. Oh, I'm feeling this weird vibe today. What happened? Oh, well, I heard this. Oh, well, that's not true, and then you find out that, oh, okay, you find out either lies have been told, or you find, you know what I mean? Be diligent, be curious, say something. If it doesn't feel right, if you and your person don't feel right, 9 of Wands feels like, after a while, it feels like the relationship is work. You have all this strong, positive energy, and suddenly it becomes a lot of work as soon as the 2 of you try to move forward. And that is because of this outside influence that's coming in to disrupt. So be diligent, don't let anything slide. Don't let weird vibes slide or weird feelings slide. Something may have happened, or something may have been said, or, because this is very trickster energy here, very trickster energy. And the only way to deal with a trickster or a liar is to bring everything out in the light of day at all times. Never let anything slide or slip into the shadow. All right, guys. So how do we possibly come out in this relationship, or possible actions to come later on down the road? We have a High Priestess and King of Pentacles again. Yeah, for you, Keeper of Secrets, that High Priestess, she knows what she knows what's going on, and she knows what to do. She's the keeper of hidden knowledge, right? And so whoever's playing with this relationship has no idea who they're messing with, because Aquarius, you already know what to do about this. King of Pentacles comes in for your person. They really dig in as well. And there's a feeling here of them really asserting their authority, maybe even in a financial way. Okay, this individual or individuals who are coming in with this Knight of Wands, and as I say, the Knight of Wands could be you. Knight is air energy. It could be you now battling this other person, but I don't think so. It almost feels like there's multiple people coming in, riding in to cause a lot. Like they're toxic, right? So they're riding in to battle each other. They want to battle you. They want to battle, they want to disrupt the relationship. This is like a fully disruptive energy coming in, right? And so, again, as I said, with that King of Pentacles, your person may know this individual in some way. They may be relatives. They may be their kids. Like I said, they had a previous life. It might be the kids, and the kids are mad because their parent is suddenly in a new connection. Whoever it is, your person may indeed assert some authority in a very physical, some perhaps even financial way to put an end to this or to handle it, right? King of Pentacles he's in charge. He's the boss. He's the boss. The King of Pentacles is the one who owns the company. He's the one who supervises everyone. He's the head of the family. Male, female, doesn't matter. So he's the boss, and it's like your person is going to make some boss moves. Some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. We are now pulling the zodiac runes. Let's leave that right there. I'm going to put Sagittarius right on their card. In fact, Temperance energy is a card for Sagittarius. Some of you are dealing with Gemini, right? Some of you are dealing with a Virgo. And I just completed the Virgo reading, actually. So I'm going to link that as well as the Sagittarius and the Gemini reading. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much. I'm going to move on to the extended reading to do the oracles, the animal spirits, and to go a little bit deeper into this reading to see what's going on. We may look at this section a little bit more and figure out, hey, who are these people and why are they coming in? And we're going to get a brand new deck, or at least a deck that's fresh and I haven't used for this reading yet in any case, and we're going to pull even deeper clarifiers. But for right now, thank you so much for coming to my channel to watch the Aquarius Weekly Love Tarot reading. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this reading, you got something out of it, just hit that like button. That's all I ask for. And other than that, I wish you all love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you back on my channel for your next tarot reading. Bye-bye now.